everybody, so today's video is going to be how I contour and highlight, and it is going to be using all Drugstore products. I've done this video in two halves. The first half is going to be doing a review of the products that I do use because this was requested and I just think it's an important thing for you guys to get an insight on the products I use and why I use them. And the second half is going to be a demo and how I actually contour and highlight. So if you're not really interested in the products that I use or a review of them, then skip ahead. Sort of hearing about contour and highlighting, I didn't want to put loads and loads of money into it. Like the Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kits are like the dream, but I can't really afford that. I don't have that much of a good income coming in. I don't want to sort of spend so much money on a contour kit and end up not being able to contour well, not getting along with the kit. So as a base, I just wanted to buy a cheap contour kit, and I literally put in the search engine contour kits into Amazon and it came up with this one, and I can't pronounce the name. It's like Fleur, something like that. And it was about £3. It is shipped from like Singapore or somewhere, so it does take a while to come. And this is the contour kit. Straight away, I disregard these colours. So we're left with quite a strong colour palette to contour with. Now, I've played around with using these three, especially this yellow one, to highlight. I just find that they are a bit too thick to use as a highlighter. It's hard to explain, but it doesn't really blend that well into your skin. It kind of almost leaves like a line, which doesn't really look very good. So in terms of highlighting, by playing around with this, I have really disregarded it. Sometimes, occasionally, I will just pop it lightly here. There are so many good highlighters out there, Drugstore highlighters, so it isn't a worry. So now we are just left with what I use to contour, and I mostly use these three. If I'm going out, I use the darkest one, etc. And I love this contour kit. I think it's amazing. It blends, the dark shades blend really, really nicely. I just blend it in, as you will tell, in my next half. I don't want to do a spoiler alert. In terms of the product lasting, it lasts all day, and I can't really fault it for the price. I mean, if I'd spent 20 quid on it, I would be disappointed, but for £3, it's a really good kit to start you off. If you don't want to spend loads of money on contouring, you just want to get to grips with it, you just want to start, that is the place to go. And to be honest, I don't think anything would replace it at the moment, because I am really, really happy with the look that it gives me. So that is what I use to cream contour, and to contour with powder, I use the number 17 palette, and that's got two shades, a highlighting shade and a bronzing shade. This highlighting shade is so nice. I love it. I just think it's perfect. Bronzer, it's alright. I use it, I like it. You know, I have loads of bronzers anyway, so it wasn't really a necessity to get a bronzer, but I just thought it's a really nice duo pack, so why not just buy them together? It wasn't that expensive either. Okay, so I've already done my face. I've got the Maybelline Fit Me foundation on, and I've got a primer on underneath, which is the Maybelline Instant Pore Eraser. It is important when you're using cream contouring that you do use a primer, just because you're having a lot more product on the face. So it is better, obviously, to use a primer because it keeps it on. But obviously I'm using is this one, and the only colour I'm actually going to be using from this palette is the darkest one. Now, I'm doing this quite drastically on an everyday sort of look. You can use obviously the lighter shades. Because I am fair skinned, you know, I don't need a really, really dark shade, but I am going to be using one of the darkest ones. Maybe this one. I haven't quite decided yet. First thing I am going to do is the contouring, and then I will do the highlighting after. So I have nothing, like I don't have defined cheekbones, as you can tell, at all. So it is harder to do this on people with defined cheekbones. Just to find your cheekbones, if you just suck in, and then you'll see that line. And that is where you want to put the contouring. Then I'm going to do just the corners of my chin, just to make that slightly sharper. Just to give the appearance that I've got a more defined jawline, because I don't have jaw. I have a jaw, but I don't have a defined jawline up the top of my forehead as well. Taking a slightly thinner brush to do my nose, because it's a lot of a smaller place and the line needs to be very, very, very thin to achieve the look you're going for. Taking that in, and what you want to do is, I basically draw 2 lines here and join it in. And you can bring it to up here. I mean, if you're wearing like a bronze dark eyeshadow, it will blend perfectly in. You're just kind of following the natural line you already have. Obviously, it's not going to be really, really, really straight, but so that is the dark shade all put in, and to blend this in we are going to use the Damp Real Techniques sponge. You can use a blending brush, but I just find with a blending brush it moves about more, and you want to kind of keep the contouring line where it is. You don't want to be blending it too much, because then you're not really doing anything. Be working that into the skin, and it will take a while. For the nose, I'm just going to be taking this MAC one and I'm blending it in like so. What's important is that you can do contouring on an everyday sort of level. I contour every day. If you've got the time, great. So now we have got the darker shade all blended in, we are going to highlight the areas that need highlighting. For highlighting, I'm using the Miracle Eye Instant Age Eraser even, and that is by Maybelline. So I'm just taking that in a triangle under my eye. What I love about this is it's thick, but it's not like OTT. So triangle under my eye, and I do bring it up, if you just see, to sort of that bit of my nose as well. The other eye. Bring that up to the nose bit. Sort of a triangle. The chin. Up my nose. And then spraying out the jaw. So you should now have something like this, and we are going to go and blend this in now again. Contouring all blended in, it's vital that you set this with a powder because you do not want this slipping throughout the day. I'm using the Rimmel Stay Matte powder, and I'm just basically popping this all over my face. This is just to secure all the product in. I'm not a massive fan of powders, but when I contour and highlight, it is important because otherwise you end up looking a bit daft during the day, and that's never a good thing. Now, for some of you, you may want to stop here and just add some bronzer or blusher. However, I am also going to show you what I use to powder contour my features as well. Basically, I kind of just use the powder on my cheekbones and forehead and here. I don't tend to do my nose again because I don't want it to look so drastic that I look like a weirdo with my nose. So I'm taking a small brush and just following the line that I've already created. And I'm just taking this and popping that on my forehead and down my neck. And this light powder here is going under my eyes, just sort of like what we did with the cream powder, and that again just brightens it all up and really accentuates the cheekbones, because for me the cheekbones is what I want to highlight most. Thank you so much for watching how I highlight and contour, and also my review of the products that I use. If you like this video, then please give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.